ka man ngayon, dinala ng pagkakataon, nag-iisang humarap sa hamon, at hindi uurong. Kahit nasa malayo ka, saan mang panig ng daigdig, tinig mo'y makakarating. Pakikinggan ang iyong hiling, ang Tinig Pinoy, karamay mo. Kahit saang dako ng mundo, isang mithiin, isang hangarin, marinig ang tinig natin. Ugali nating kinagisnan, mula nooy nagtutulungan. Pilipino ay nagkakaisa, sa ibang bansa ay magkakasama. Isigaw sa buong mundo, nang marinig ang tinig mo. Tinig natin ay pagsasamahin, tagumpay ay magkakamit. Ang Tinig Pinoy, karamay mo. Kahit saang dako ng mundo, isang mithiin, isang hangarin, marinig ang tinig natin. Ugali nating kinagisnan, mula nooy nagtutulungan. Pilipino ay nagkakaisa, sa ibang bansa ay magkakasama. Isigaw sa buong mundo, nang marinig ang tinig mo. Tinig natin ay pagsasamahin, tagumpay ay magkakamit. Ang Tinig Pinoy, karamay mo. Kahit saang dako ng mundo, isang mithiin, isang hangarin, marinig ang tinig natin. Tinig Pinoy, Tinig Pinoy, Tinig Pinoy, Tinig Pinoy.
Magandang araw po sa inyo lahat. Kami po ang grupong Sa Musika.
Samahan sa musika,
Sining, kultura,
At iba pa.
at kayo po ay nakikinig sa Tinig Pinoy Radio Canada!
Ayan, isang mapagpalang araw po ang sumainyo. Good morning, Arawa, and good evening, Philippines. Kung saan man pong dako ng mundo kayo nandun sa kasalukuyan, samahan po ninyo kami dito sa loob ng 60 minuto dito sa Tinig Pinoy Radio Special Edition. Special po lagi ito, lalo na ngayon dahil ang pag-uusapan natin ay isang bagay na naaapektuhan tayong lahat kahit nasa ang parte ng mundo. Bisita po natin, kasama natin dito sa ating programa ngayong umaga from Ottawa, isang kasama natin sa Tinig Pinoy Radio. Nandito po ang ating batang-batang political advisor. Hindi mali yata, hindi political. Policy advisor pala. Yon ng department ni Minister Hasen. Let's all say hello to El Galupo. Magandang umaga sa iyo, El.
Magandang umaga, Kuya Dan. It's so nice to see you and nice to be back.
Yeah, it's been a while since we last spoke, eh? Like 2 days ago. And we also have in our company today a very nice young lady from Ottawa herself. Puro taga-Ottawa tayo ng umagang ito. Let's all say hello and welcome, Bernice Reyes. Good morning to you, Bernice.
Hello po. Good morning ko Tito Dan and Elle. How are you guys?
We're good. And thank you for saying Tito because now I feel oldest. I cannot pretend anymore. Yeah. Well, the topic today, ladies, is something that affects not just you, young people, but also people such as myself. Okay? Mm-hmm. And when I said ang topic, talagang seryosong bagay ito. Although, somehow, in our very, very own little way, para naman hindi maging depressing yung topic, let us put some levity on it, okay, as we speak. All right? So, halos isa't kalahating taon na ngayon ang pananalasa ng COVID-19 sa buong mundo. Okay? Ang tao, lalo na kayong mga kabataan, ay social beings. Ganon tayong mga tao, di ba? Ang matagalang lockdown na ito, tsaka yung mga stay-at-home policies ng mga gobyerno are stifling, napipigilan yung activities ng mga kabataan, particularly yung mga aktibong mga kabataan, di ba? Na marami sa atin ngayon, lalo na dito sa Ottawa, marami tayong mga kabataang Pilipino na sa palagay ko are mostly kept at home and isolated. Not because of their parents, but because of their own volition. I would like to think that. Okay? Pagkatapos maririnig nila, merong mga nagkasakit na mga kaibigan, mga relatives, at kung minsan, pumanaw pa. So, ang tanong, how are people, particularly the youth of today, coping with the impact of this pandemic? Yan ang topic natin ngayong araw na ito. El, I'm gonna throw the question to you.
That's
Your take.
That's a loaded question. That's
It's a very loaded question.
yes, but I think with Dan, it's good to point out that you have two kinds of young people here. So from my end, I'm just starting in the workforce, and Bernice, I believe you're a student.
Yes, that's right.
So we could perhaps I could talk about my peers a little bit more.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
I'm not sure how I'm interested in how you're coping, Bernice, and your peers. But from my end, a lot of my people who I went to school with are struggling because they just graduated and starting careers, and the pandemic hit, and that's affected their their career trajectory.
Right. Yes.
I've been very lucky that I'm in the workforce, and I've held the job throughout the pandemic, but I acknowledge that not many are as lucky. So so I hear a lot from my friends about getting laid off, for example.
Right.
So it's tough, and they're the first to get laid off because they're new in the workforce.
That is really painful. I mean, it's not a very good experience, particularly when you're just starting. You have a budding career, and suddenly it's nipped at the bud because of something you cannot control. How about you, Bernice? Your take on this issue?
For me, so what my university did was we've extended the reach to people. So sometimes the one-on-one, like the professors talk to the students personally. So there's a meeting per student, and also the professor tries to give as much resources that he can give, and as well as always talking within the class. And another thing that helped me out was that the professors recorded lectures,
Right.
so we could always go back to the material. And then whenever we have questions, we discuss it within the class time.
Right.
So even though like class time kind of like extends from an hour to 2 hours,
Right. Yeah.
it's kind of like a way to help students, because in university you just don't get people from Canada. We have
Right.
international students.
Right.
So the recorded lectures helped particularly those international students because we have 2 p.m. classes,
Right.
and then it's like 2 in the morning on the other side.
Right.
So yun po talaga, they extended so much, and it's always just asking questions. And another thing is that mental health was very expressed within within Carleton community. So if there's anything who is struggling, and as like you said, we're social beings as well, and sometimes not all students get the material at the same time. So
Right.
Those are the resources.
Right. I'm glad that you brought into the fore yung tungkol sa mental health, and I think that that is something that we truly have to talk about. You know, it's something that we should not be scared or ashamed to discuss. Pero bago tayo magpatuloy sa seryosong usapan na ito, i-check muna natin yung mga nag-comment dito sa ating palatuntunan ngayong umaga. Okay? Si Tita Vanch Pulpulaan is there with us. Sabi niya, may nakita ko ang sabi niya, pwede daw ba siyang mag-request ng song, Bernice?
Is there any song in particular?
There you go. So, Tita Vanch, any song in particular?
Then maybe after the break,
Right. So,
sing a couple lines.
sabi ni Hiseishin Onigoko Ete Hotorino, ooh, that's quite a kilometric name. Kumusta daw tayong lahat? And then someone, medyo generic lumabas, Facebook user, actually dalawa na. Kung gusto po ninyong mabasa namin yung inyong pangalan para naman ma-acknowledge namin kayo, please allow or give permission to StreamYard before you make your comment. Okay? Yan. Sabi ni Johnson Ronald, Sir Dan, pabati naman po si Marwin Kalika. Happy birthday today. Okay, well, shout out to you, Marvin. Kalika, happy birthday to you. Sana po ay magkaroon kayo ng isang maligayang kaarawan. Ang paborito kong chef ng Ottawa is listening right now and watching. Dom Rosete, magandang umaga daw. Kuya Dan, El, and Bernice. I know this. Yeah, I know this guy, Robert Carion. He is almost family to me, but a brother to my sister-in-law, my favorite sister-in-law. Si Kuya Robert of Valenzuela is there. Hello, Kuya Robert. My regards to Eli. Melba Mendoza says, Sir Dan, pabati daw kay Bless Dabu Sargan of Toronto from Melba Mendoza. So, hello po, Bless Dabu Sargan, who is right now in Toronto. Kumusta ko po? Ayan. Okay, so ipagpatuloy lamang po ninyo ang inyong mga comments dito sa ating munting palatuntunan, and we ask you to ask your questions. Hopefully, our panel today would be able to at least, provide some nice discussion about this topic and also be able to address somehow your concerns and questions. Hindi po kami magpipretend na mga expert kami sa topic na ito because we are not. We're common people just like yourself, pero concerned po kami and we want to bring this topic out in the open para nang sa ganon, yung mga kinikim-kim nating tanong at saka yung mga alalahanin natin, mabigyan natin ng kahit konting lunas. Okay, fair. Alright. So, balikan natin itong ating dalawang lalo tuloy ako tumatanda pagka tinitingnan ko itong picture ng nasa harapan ko ha. Mga talagang mga banat na banat. Tingnan mo si Kuya Dan, nakasalamin na, marami ng pulubot. Anyway, I'm trying to make fun of myself dahil masyadong seryoso ang kwentuhan natin.
Kuya Dan.
Okay. So,
Clear
very young.
Oh, thank you so much. You're so kind. Alam mo, nung isang araw, nagbabasa ako nung news, and something caught my eye. There is this boy who was a jovial boy, very happy. Everything was sunshine to him prior to the pandemic, and now this boy is moody. The parents couldn't reach him anymore. He refuses to participate in social discussions. And this is attributed by the parents to the impact of this pandemic. What do you think? Should children, act like turtles hiding in their shells at this point in time? And obviously they shouldn't. What can we suggest? What do you ladies suggest for young people such as this to do? Loaded question, I know. But,
yes.
From your own perspective, right?
Yeah.
So for me, I think I can think of two things.
Okay.
So there are two ways or two types of people.
Okay.
I think generally, one is one who can handle phones, talking to the phone, like
Okay.
FaceTime everything's nice. So another type is, they have to talk to people personally
Okay.
to feel that sense of
Yes.
camaraderie or
Yeah.
friendship. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think those two kinds we can go deep with that. So for the first one is that I think that kind of includes me. I can talk to people online. I can talk to my friends by calling them.
Yes.
And for the second one, I think we can still we can still like talk to people personally, especially
Okay.
if we know them.
Mm-hmm.
But just like taking measures, like very precautionary measures,
Okay.
right? So for me, it would be like isolating for a week or 2 weeks and then seeing them,
Mm-hmm.
or we can just use our mask and our face shield and then
Yes.
talk to them outside, especially now. It's pretty warm, or fall, we're in the fall summer season. So I think it'll be okay to go outside in the park and talk to them.
Okay. Elle?
I love that, Bernice. Oh my, how can I yeah, you got it. But for me, I think I think from my experience, this is my lived experience, is to not put too much pressure on ourselves. And I think prior to the pandemic, I've kind of identified with my accomplishments and my job and what I've done in the past, and then all that's gone after the pandemic, and it's a loss of identity, and we're all going through it, especially this young people who are still grappling with their identity, and that's you lose that. So acknowledging that that's normal and we're all going through it, the whole world is going through it, and not be too hard on yourself and not push yourself too hard.
Right.
And you need to do this and this, and I've been I tried to do that during the pandemic. I need to learn how to speak another language, or learn to play an instrument, but then it just led to more pressure, and so I said, you know what, no, it's okay. It's okay to take time and to know myself, and to find my rhythm, and not put too much pressure. And I know sometimes parents see their kids withdrawing and say, you need to do this. No, it's okay, because it's a global trauma, collective trauma that we're going through.
No, you're not
And we
alone.
need to take time.
Right. Well, thank you, guys. I love your inputs. I love your insights. There are two takeaways I got from the both of you. Bernice says, you got to talk. You open up. Hindi po pwedeng, you keep to yourself all the time, because that will not be healthy, right? Obviously, yung mental health gets affected by all of this news that we read about, hear about, but let us not be affected by all of this by keeping to ourselves. Sabi ni Bernice, talk. Use your phone, use social media, go out. It's a beautiful day today. It's 6. So in other words, you have to put on your sweater somehow. It's a sweater weather, but go out. If you love biking, then bring out your bike and run bike for as much as you can. We have beautiful bike paths in Ottawa. Hopefully there are other places where our listeners are located can also have the same facilities. But no matter, you can walk, you can run, right? You don't need special equipment to do this. In other words, assimilate, get involved, go out. Mag-enjoy po kayo, makipag-usap po kayo. Ang problema, yung nasa cocoon, yung ayaw lumabas, katulad ng story ng sinabi ko sa inyo kanina. Ano kaya ang magagawa ng magulang? Kasi nabasa ko na halimbawa merong tao na merong depression. Hindi mo po pwede sabihin yung tao na may depression, kalimutan mo yan, hindi problema yan. Like just enjoy. Hindi daw po ganun, hindi daw po magwo-work, sabi ng mga professional mental health specialist. So ano kaya magagawa ng mga magulang? So I would love to hear inputs from parents out there nung mga kabataan who are showing these signs, okay, of problems caused by the current pandemic. Sabi ni El naman, this is also very interesting, do not put pressure on yourself. Okay? Kasi po itong pandemic na ito hindi unique sa inyo. Hindi unique sa inyo. Tayong lahat ay nagdurusa, bata, matanda. Okay, siguro hindi lang durusa nito yung mga toddlers. They don't know about it, right? Pero tayo, na merong sapat na kaisipan, alam natin ito, pero dapat din po nating alalahanin at isipin, hindi tayo nag-iisa. Ito po ay naapektuhan tayong lahat. Mayaman, mahirap. Okay? We know, we heard, and numbers are scary, but let us not allow those numbers to affect our social life. Do not put pressure on yourself. Do not lose your identity. And I took that from El. Okay? Wag po nating alisin yung ating natural na pagkatao. Katulad nung bata na sinasabi nung nabasa kong kwento. Kung ikaw po ay ganyan, wag po. Okay? Go out. Go out. Force yourself if you need. Okay, at sa mga magulang po, I don't know what advice you would give our young people, but I would love to hear from you. Okay, sabi ni Ali Vincent Yapalis, good evening daw, Ma'am El at Ma'am Bernice. Pinatanda na kayo ni Alvin.
Oh no.
Okay.
Evening po.
Pa-shout out daw, sabi niya. Nandito daw sila sa General Hospital sa Muñoz, Quezon City. So shout out po sa inyo lahat dyan, lalo na po yung mga frontliners natin. Pagpatuloy po ninyo ang inyong kabayanihan at sakripisyo. Kayo po ay talagang pinararangalan namin. Sabi naman ang paborito kong host sa TV radio sa Pilipinas, gabay ng OFW, Lou Medina. Tinatawag niya yung mga ibang kaibigan natin. Si Marty Bermejo, si Armando Albor, and Duarte. Yan. Hello, Tita Lou. Regards to Pablo. Yan. So, pagpatuloy lamang po nyo ang inyong mga komentaryo or at least yung suggestion ninyo o kung meron kayong katanungan tungkol sa ating topic sa araw na ito. Medyo sumiseryoso ng konti. Kaya medyo magpapaluwag muna tayo ng konti. So, binigyan po ako ng permiso ni Bernice kasi hindi pa naman nagsasabi sino ba nag-request kanina? Si Tita Banch kung anong awit ang gusto niyang marinig kahit kay Bernice. Pero meron po tayong clip dito ni Bernice, yung unang recording po, yung unang inilabas, yung first release ni Bernice. It's a beautiful song and I want Bernice, actually si Bernice po is 2014 Ottawa Idol. Siya po ang champion sa kabuuan ng Ottawa. Kaya we are in the midst of a celebrity here, okay? So Bernice, can you please introduce your song?
So this song is my first single. It was co-written by Deborah Gassin and Dale Efren. They're writers from LA. And this song is called This Is Our Time.
So here is Bernice with This Is Our Time.
Every lifetime has a moment that defines who we become. Every day we have a choice to play it safe or get it done. Every hour holds a miracle that changes history. Every minute brings a chance to chase a dream. This is our time. It's now or it's never. We're so ready. lessons we have learned, moving closer to the destiny each one of us has earned. We're bound to make a difference. The journey's just begun, and we'll reinvent ourselves for years to come. This is our time. It's now or it's never. We're as ready as we're ever gonna be. Crossing the line between faith and forever. We've got every reason to believe. It's our turn to shine. Let's take it. This is our time. Time for us to face the music. Time to follow our own voice. Time for us to take the spotlight, celebrate and make some noise. This is our time. It's now or it's never. We're as ready as we're ever gonna be. Crossing the line between faith and forever. We've got every reason to believe. It's our turn to shine. Let's take it. No doubt in my mind, we'll make it. The best days of our lives are yet to come. This is our time. This is our time. This is our
Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Kami po ang grupong sa musika.
Samahan sa musika
Sining, kultura,
at iba pa.
at kayo po ay nakikinig sa Tinig Pinoy Radio Canada.
Okay, kayo po ay nakikinig sa Tinig Pinoy Radio Canada. That was a beautiful song, Bernice.
Wow.
Nakamute ka, Bernice. There
Oh,
you
thank
go.
you. There you
Yeah,
go.
and I can't believe it. You know, it seems like it was only yesterday, and of course, it happened many years ago because you were 15 years old when you won Ottawa Idol,
That's
right?
That's right.
Mm.
Turning 15, I think.
Yeah, you were turning
Yeah,
15.
15.
Yeah, you were 15 during that time, and I was so proud. You know, we were announcing in Tinig Pinoy, yay, may Pilipinong nanalo, and you were new in Canada then, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. I was 2 years pa lang po ata.
2 years pa
2
lang,
years,
pero
yes.
tignan mo, malakas talaga ang loob, ano? Yan ang karakter ng Pilipino, you know, like laging laban. Kaya naniniwala ako na itong pandemya na ito hindi dapat maging dahilan para nang sa ganun ay maapektuhan ng gusto ang ating mga kababayan. Now, whether you are Filipino or not, of course, since we're in Tinig Pinoy, I'm talking about kababayan most of the time. Pero bago tayo magpatuloy, hello muna kay, okay, handali, nawala. Ang bilis masyado, maraming, salamat daw sa shoutout, sabi ni Ali Vincent. And then, si Lou Medina is watching from Quezon City. Yung mga kaibigan daw natin sa India are also watching. Incidentally, dun po sa mga bukas po ng umaga, alas 9 hanggang alas 10, ang talakbayan sa Tinig Pinoy Radio will again be heard and watched too. And we have guests from India. Yung pong mga kababayan natin na OFWs na nasa India, gusto natin silang makausap at makapanayam para malaman naman natin kung ano ang nagaganap sa bahaging yan ng mundo. Kung saan alam natin yung pandemya ay terrible. It's wreaking havoc to Indians and of course people who are living there. So bukas po, sabaybayan ninyo, nandiyan dyan po. Kasama natin dyan si Marty Bermejo and Company. And he is in Bangalore, India. Yan. Shout out daw Kenneth May Clapano. Yan. Sabi ni Ali, Ma'am, wow daw, Ma'am Bernice.
Thank
Pinapatanda
you
mo si
po.
Bernice. Bata pa si Bernice. Okay. Si Daisy Joy Cardosa. Oh, I know this name. Si Daisy Joy Cardosa is the reigning calendar girl for the month of May or April. For the month of April. Kasi yung calendar girl contest for May ay nagsara na kahapon ang voting and we would know by tomorrow kung sino ang magiging calendar girl for May. Ayan. So si Daisy Joy Cardosa qualified already para sa ating calendar girl 2021 where our prize, maliit lang naman, Bernice and Elle, 75,000 pesos.
Wow, where do I sign up?
Wow.
Yan po ang premyo ng mananalong Calendar Girl 2021. So we have Ace Borge Cruz Kalipayan who's watching from Singapore. Maru Caniega Moore says, good evening, Kuya Dan, Miss L, and Miss Bernice. Katatapos lang daw ng kanyang trabaho. Sisipag talaga ng ating mga kababayan. Alas 9:30 na ng gabi dyan sa Singapore. Nagtatrabaho pa rin kayo. In talking about Maru Caniega Moore, salamat Kap for posting the attendance banner for today. And we'd like to acknowledge the people who have checked in at kasama natin dito sa Tinig Pinoy Radio Special Edition. Si Angie Le is with us. Si Brims Nunagbangal, our admin, who also has her program, audio program every Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m. Si Sonia Magbanwan Nava is also with us. Hello, Ate Sonia. Naging ate ko na siya. Si Joy Dimps Sivam of 13 Martires City in Cavite is with us. Cherry May Licaniel Victoria is in Hong Kong. Hello po sa inyo. And then Sabel Kulot Billones says present. And then Suzanne Crystal J is also with us. And Mila Sabiniano of Lucena City. Hello po dyan sa Lucena. Sana po yung maganda ang panahon sa inyo at hindi masyadong mainit ngayon. Right, si Lenny Gagalang, isa sa mga admin ng Tinig Pinoy Radio, is also with us. Si Marlene Pablo Baldomero. Somehow that name sounds familiar. Oh, I see. I think Mrs. Baldomero is the wife of Mr. Noel Baldomero, yung champion natin doon sa ang tanging yung kanta na yun? Tanging alay ko. Yun. Siya po yung champion natin. Nag-viral yung video niya nung manalo siya, nung in-announce. And yung reaction kasi ng family niya nung in-announce kung sino yung winner. He calls himself the singing tricycle driver of Dagupan. Yan. Wow. So, marami tayong mga pa-contest dito sa Tinig Pinoy Radio. And currently, ang ongoing contest natin ay yung Calendar Girl 2021. Ayan. Okay. So, matapos nating mapakinggan ang isang nakapagpalubag ng loob sa atin, This Is My Time, ni Bernice, pag-usapan muli natin yung issue ng pandemic causing distress and depression perhaps to people, not just by the youth but mostly the young, because concern natin dito the youth kasi unlike us na mga adult na we can easily adjust, di ba? Kasi lalo na yung mga 18 and below, sabi nga nila hindi pa masyadong kumpleto ang facilities ng mga yan, madali silang maapektuhan. Do you agree with that assessment, Bernice?
I think so. For the youth,
Mm-hmm.
then yeah, because it's the time where we explore things. We don't have a very set boundaries yet. We look at things, all of the sides, So I think with what Miss L said a while ago, given with time, I think that's gonna help with the depression as well as I forgot a while ago, but you gotta meet people halfway through.
Okay.
It's not you're gonna tire yourself. You're gonna keep on pushing, like what Miss L said as well. You're just gonna give yourself halfway through. Take your time when you're dealing with such stress and overwhelming anxiety. So I think that's what I would think you should do and are feeling right now.
How about you, El? What do you think?
Yeah. Bernice, you just took words out of my mouth. Thank you for that. Absolutely. Yeah, it's harder because like as I mentioned before, our identities are not set yet. And prior to the pandemic, again, like I've always been so active, but I'm speaking from my own experience. And when that's taken away, I'm like, I don't know what to do with myself. Having to but it's the time where you really explore who you are outside of your the external things. And what do you really like, who is Bernice, who's
Right.
Medan,
Right.
who am I?
Uh-huh. Well, it's
Yeah.
a good thing that I have not lost my identity yet. Hopefully, that doesn't happen because otherwise, who would adopt my identity? Poor you.
Only one Medan.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
right.
Okay. Now, I love the way you guys are explaining yourselves and how you see this phenomenon happening around us. Uh, I'm no different from you ladies and from most people. In a way, I'm living a normal life and therefore getting affected too by by the uncertainty of the times. Pero you know what I have been doing, and I shared this with my daughter Lavinia yesterday when we were on the phone, because I could feel that she was feeling distressed with the way she was communicating with me. So I did not tell her what to do, but I told her what I'm doing. And I think that's, we cannot expect, or we should not impose upon others, how we think or what we want to do, okay, or what they should do. That is the last thing we want to do as parents or as elderlies. So what I did, I shared what I do. I said, I'm a very social being. This time of the year, I will be in parties, practically 2, 3 times a week, and so many eating sessions. If I were not invited, I would have invited myself, or I would have started something myself, an event perhaps. And I love doing those things. I couldn't do those anymore because of the limitations of physical distancing, right? And the need to cover up. I mean, I don't have a pretty mug, but I'm always proud of how I look. Right? So sabi ko sa kanya, you know what I do these days? I have enrolled in another online course. I'd like to learn digital, it's a Google thing, digital analytics. Okay? To help
Wow.
me at this tender age. I want to learn more. Okay? But I'm being pushed even more by this pandemic because I don't want to be idle. Because when I go idle, I eat a lot and I go fat. Okay. That's what I end up doing. I cannot distance myself from the refrigerator. And I love cooking, and that's another thing. So I have experimented. I used to cook using the stove, but not anymore, not much, because I have been influenced by what I see on the internet. Like 3 sessions ago in Talakbayan, our guests were the members of hymn singers, and the subject matter was food. And these ladies, they showed the preparation of so many salad. So that's what I picked up, the salad. And now, dito sa bahay, we have been enjoying the salad that I saw. Okay? So
Wow.
hindi ko na kailangan mag-oven, hindi ko na kailangan magluto, kusina, fat, salad. And that's healthy, right? So those are the things I have been doing. So, isa sa mga mix na hindi ko narinig pa so far sa inyo ay yung suggestion that I think somebody did hobbies, right? I think it was Elle who said, no, it was Bernice who said a hobby. Did you say painting? Or maybe I'm imagining things. Anyways, you know what I
Yeah.
mean. Yeah, hobby. Shouldn't that be something that we should encourage? Our friends, our relatives, everyone, pick up a hobby. What do you think,
Yes,
Bernice?
definitely, definitely. Yes. Um, I don't want to say on the good side, but
Sandali, Bernice, ha? May nag-comment dito sa akin. Nagno-nosebleed na raw siya. Pwede raw bang marinig mag-Tagalog yung panelist natin?
sige po, sige po. Opo naman. Siyempre
Sorry,
naman po.
may nag-comment eh. Nagno-nosebleed na ako rito, Kuya Dan.
Siyempre naman po. So, nagbigay lang po ng more time. Because for me, going to university is an hour and a half travel going
Yeah.
to there.
Uh-huh.
So, buong araw, it's like 3 hours po na we waste just to travel.
Oh, wow.
So now I use those 3 hours to read a book.
Mhm.
And then, like I said po ngayon, kanina po pala, Tito Dan, is gardening.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's what you said. Gardening.
Yes.
That's right.
Although, nung bata pa lang ako simula sa Pilipinas, we always do gardening every Sunday.
Mhm,
Ngayon
mhm.
po, I grow tomatoes,
Wow.
peppers, cabbages,
Yeah.
carrots.
Yeah. Alam mo, Bernice, isa yung magandang hobby na mapipick up ng mga tao hindi lamang nang nandito sa Canada. Kahit sa Pilipinas, kahit sabihin
Yes
po
po.
ninyong yung inyong kinalalagyang lugar ay walang sufficienting lugar para sa mga itatanim ninyo. Naku po, pwede po kayong gumamit ng paso.
Opo.
Okay? Lagyan lang po ninyo ng lupa yung paso o kaya water. Uso na po ngayon yung aquaponics.
Yes.
Meron pong mga technique na makikita niyo sa internet. I-google lamang po nyo, aquaponics or hydroponics. And po, pwede po kayo magtanim. Kamatis, lechugas, zucchini. Naku, hindi po nyo kailangan magpunta lagi sa grocery.
Lalo na po sa Pilipinas, mas rich yung soil.
Right.
So,
At saka yung araw, walang tigil, hindi mo
yes,
na.
opo.
Hindi unlike dito sa Canada, pag medyo makulimlim, kailangan gagamit ka pa ng ultraviolet lamp para lang
Opo. O
para
kaya
lang-
tulad ngayon, it's nag 3 degrees or 2
Right.
degrees, kailangan mong kulambuin yung mga...
That's right. Otherwise, mamamatay dahil
plants.
may snow din. Ha? How about you, El? Anong hobby? Sa palagay mo ba magiging magandang katugunan yung adoption of a hobby?
Oh, definitely. And it's what kept me going last year. Actually, Bernice, I'm with you on gardening. I don't have a yard, pero para sa mga tao na walang, you can still, I have indoor plants.
Mhm.
Pero what I did last year, nag-volunteer pa ako sa farm. So that was really fun. My first time. Hindi biro magtanim.
Hindi biro. Totoo yan.
And you're helping other people, like and this year I started as well, nag-volunteer pa ako sa food bank farm, so you're helping other people and knowing that when you're planting, that's gonna feed a family in need one day. So you feel good that you're doing something for others, not just it's good to take care of ourselves, but also thinking about other people and how you can be of value to to other people in your community.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kaya nauso sa Pilipinas yung plantita, di ba? Yung suddenly people got attached to gardening at hindi lamang kailangan bungkalin yung lupa sa garden na wala naman kasi marami na sa yung jungle sa Pilipinas. Karamihan building na yung nakatayo, hindi ba? Hindi na lupa. Wala na lupa kasi tinayuan na ng mga pabahay. So, in the absence of such a resource, pwede po tayong gumamit ng ibang teknolohiya. Kung naghahanap kayo ng kung paano pamamaraan, well, Google is your answer. Okay? Tsaka hindi lamang po limitado sa gardening ang magagawa natin. I can think of, let's say, painting, halimbawa, cooking, halimbawa, movie binging. Oh, no, that's not healthy. That's not healthy. Yung magbibinge ka sa Netflix.
Reading, or learning a new language.
Yeah, journaling. I love that. Journaling. Or yung diary po, halimbawa.
I love it.
It's an art that a lot of people have forgotten already, di ba? So start journaling your day. It would be, one day in the future, either for yourself o para sa mga anak mo. Naku, napakagandang reading material yan. Ako, nasya-shock ko hanggang ngayon pagka nire-review ko yung journals ko. I go, did I really do that? I'm not gonna talk about it. Okay.
Right.
But leaving a footprint.
Leaving a footprint. That's wonderful. Beautiful.
Yes.
I'll borrow that. Leaving a footprint. Okay. So let's say hello muna sa mga iba pang mga nanonood sa atin ngayon. Si Cooking Opiana Platon says, watching from, hindi ko mabasa yun. That looks Greek to me. Okay. I always say Greek to me pag hindi ko naintindihan. Okay, sabi ni Cooking Platon, watching from, and then Joy Dimps Sibam. Hello daw, Miss Bernice and Miss M watching.
Hello po,
Okay.
Ate Cookie.
Yeah, and sorry po, medyo mabilis mawala. Okay. Maria, I know this name. Si Marivi. Kuya Danda, we have fire dito sa, wow. There's fire in your area. Is that so?
Yes. I think I muted my mic a while ago, but there was fire trucks coming.
Oh, okay.
no.
I hope there won't be any
Okay.
damage there.
I know. I hope so too.
Yeah. Okay. Si Ace is watching from California, from Singapore. Andali po, medyo nawala ako. Binalikan ko uli kasi baka may magtampo. Si Lumidina daw, she's also stressed eater siya. So this pandemic is making her fat. Plantito at plantita, usong-uso na sa Pinas. Pati mga bata, plantutoy. Okay na. Plantito at plantita, tapos plantutoy. Nakatunin pa rin daw si Ali. Still tuned in, nagpapainom ng gamot sa anak. Hopefully po, hindi serious ang kondisyon ng inyong anak. Sana po gumaling kagad siya. And good morning to you, Susain Crystal J. Ayan. Paki-like and share lang po ang ating palatuntunan ngayong umaga para mas maraming mag-enjoy, ma-distress ng kaunti kasi sige kami tawanan dito. Okay, so given the uncertainties of times, should we plan for the future? El.
Yes.
Okay. Like what kind of plans, for example, should we indulge ourselves to?
I think it's the best time to plan actually because you don't have a lot of distractions. But sometimes technology and social media because that's all you can do. Right? But I think it's the best plan, and sometimes we as young people we kind of grieve the loss of our 1.5. You said 1.5 year? Has it been
right?
1.5
1.5 years old, almost.
Parang walang movement sa life natin, but then it's actually the time to plan and say what do I really want? Is it just what my parents are telling me?
Yeah,
Or is this the path where I want to go? And I've taken that time to do that during the pandemic. That is this the life that I want for myself? Do I see myself in the future 5 years from now, 10 years from now, still doing this, or do I want another path? And it's that time because it's quiet. There's no one, like you don't have peer pressure.
right.
But, so yeah, it's important to plan for the future now, and for a better future.
Of course, yes, of course. Well, thanks for reminding me what is available to me. Today, because of these uncertainties of the times, I have my time for myself. So I can do an inventory of what I am capable of doing or what I would like to do, given my interest and given my ability. How about you, Bernice? When this pandemic is done, and hopefully soon, what is it that you want to do?
So for now, like I envision myself. What do I want to do? I envision myself getting something or doing something. And that is finishing my university because it's just one last term left.
One last term.
Yes.
She will be an aerospace engineer. Wow.
And paying off all my student loans. And getting a car.
Oh, nice. See,
and
there you go.
Getting back to my singing career.
There you go. So nakita po natin, solid na solid yung plano ni Bernice Reyes. Kasi hindi niya ginagawang handicap yung sarili niya given this distressing times. Instead, namomotivate siya to think ahead. And this is what exactly I want to do as soon as this godforsaken virus goes away. Right? So that's good. Is that also how you feel, Elle?
Yes, Bernice, you are so inspiring. But for me, I think my goals have changed a little bit. Short term, I think my short term goal right now is to just see my family after this virus.
Okay. Yeah.
Because, I've come to realize how important they are, and what's most important in life is our family. And
Okay.
so I want to go back to my parents are retired in the Philippines, so I'm getting on the first plane that allows me to go back.
My heart gets full with joy with what you just said, Elle. I'm a parent myself, and I would love for my kids to be thinking that way. So, sa panahong ito, hindi po tayo po pwedeng maging makasarili. No? I mean, forget about just being us, because we live not just for ourselves. But of course, kailangan may priority lagi tayo sa sarili natin. But let us not forget the people we love. Now is the time to think about our loved ones, and as soon as possible, go to them, enjoy their company, because we do not have a hold of the future. I always say that. When you have the chance to say, I love you to the special person in your lives, do that today. Don't wait until you do not get the chance anymore. Okay? Ang pagsisisi po laging nasa huli. Yan. Medyo nagiging seryoso na naman tayo rito. Pinapasayak mga kwentuhan eh.
Sorry.
Si Armando Albor Eduarte po is watching from Mumbai in India. Sana po bukas, Mr. Armando Albor Eduarte, ay makasama namin kayo sa ating talakbayan sa TINIG PINOY Radio at 9 o'clock, same time today. Yan. Meron akong, like, isang bagay na ang Pilipino napakagaling. Napakagaling niyang kumanta. Isa yan sa mga bagay na nagpapasaya sa atin. So kung meron po kayong videoke, karaoke, or microphone, or song hits, hindi ko alam pa niyo yung sabihin ng song hits. Alam ba niyo yung song hits? Hindi niyo alam. Okay. It belongs to my time. That is my generation. Yung song hits po is a compilation of songs. Okay? And we used to buy that from the store corner.
Yung CD?
Hindi CD yan.
Hindi ba?
Paper yan. Paper bound. Parang magazine, mga size ng 1/4 ng bond paper. And it's got titles, lyrics ng mga kanta.
Oh, okay. I think I've seen my dad.
Yeah. It's a collector's item now. So tell your dad to keep it, okay? So, ito po ang konting isang magpapasaya sa atin. Pwede tayo sumayaw.
Buhay ko'y kompleto na tuwing nandito ka sa tabi ko. Ang giliw, di pa din ako makapaniwala na ang dati kong pangarap ay katotohanan na.
Ikaw ang tanging inspirasyon, basta't nandito ka,
Ako'y liligaya dahil sa'yo ako'y matapang, dahil sa'yo ako'y lalaban, para sa'yo pagmamahal na walang katapusan. Dahil sa'yo mayroong pangarap, pagmamahal ko sa'yo'y tapat, para sa'yo pagmamahal na higit pa sa sapat. Gagawin ko ang lahat para lang sa'yo sinta, basta't nandito ka, ako'y liligaya. Minuto naghihintay na ako, narinig ang boses mo, masaya at kontento na ako. Wala nang iba pang hahanapin, sabi ko ang aking kapiling, lahat magagawa, basta't nandito ka.
ikaw ang tanging inspirasyon,
At basta't nandito ka, ako'y liligaya. Dahil sa'yo ako'y matapang, dahil sa'yo ako'y lalampang, para sa'yo pagmamahal na walang katapusan. Dahil sa'yo Para sa'yo ang pagmamahal na higit pa sa sapat. Gagawin ko ang lahat para lang sa'yo sinta. Basta't nandito ka, ako'y liligaya.
Ganda ko nasog na sana, tanggapin mo aking hinahalan. Nagpasasalamat sa paliliwanag na buhay ko na dati-dati ganito nakalaya. Niliwanag din ang buhay mo.
Nilabas ko na ang puso ko.
Tanging inspirasyon.
Sa bawat araw na haharapin, gagawin ko ang lahat para lang sa'yo sita. Basta't nandito ka, ako'y liligaya. Dahil sa'yo ako'y matapang, dahil sa'yo ako'y lalapang. Para sa'yo ako mamahal na walang katapusan. Dahil sa'yo mayroong pangarap, ang mahal ko sa'yo'y tapat. Para sa'yo ako mamahal na higit pa sa sapat. Gagawin ko ang lahat para lang sa'yo sita. Basta't nandito ka, ako'y liligaya.
Ooh, there you go. Wow.
They're so good.
They are. I mean, did that not make you feel good?
Oh,
Diba?
yes.
Oh my
You
God,
know,
made my
no,
morning.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ako pag I must have played this video many times, and I couldn't give credit to these guys because I can't find anything more than this. And I've been reduced nito mga kabataan ito. They call themselves the Glitters. And if anybody watching right now know how I can get in touch with these ladies, please let me know para naman mabigyan natin sila ng proper credit. And in fact, we'd like to talk to them sa Tinig Pinoy Radio. So kayo po, kung mahilig kayong gumawa ng video, share it with us. Maybe that's one thing that could make your feeling better despite the times. Okay? All right, unfortunately, we're running out of time. Ooh, there's so much to talk about.
There's so much to talk
Yeah.
about.
Wow.
Yeah,
Just scrape the
unfortunately.
surface.
Unfortunately.
We
Yeah.
got so fast.
Yeah. Well, actually, we don't really have to go. Kaya lang, yung recorded portion po nito ay 1 oras lang because this show will be replayed on Tuesday. Okay? That would be June 1st. June 2nd? June 1st.
June na?
Yeah, June now.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Today is the
Oh, no.
29th. Don't forget. Okay? So sa June 1st, alas 6 po ng gabi, sa CKCU or 93.1 FM, if you are within the hearing distance, sa bandwidth ng CKCU FM, you can tune in direct sa ating radio. Or you can go online, www.tinigpinoy.com or www.ckcufm.com. Ang kabuuan po ng programang ito ay maririnig ninyo muli in its audio format. So, pwede tayo magstay actually beyond that time. I-edit na lang ng ating technical director na si Kuya Jerry Orsia itong show natin hanggang sa 1 oras lang. So if you guys are willing, we can go on talking about this because it's something really worthy bringing to the fore and discussing, right?
Absolutely.
And using
Yeah.
this platform to talk to people and bring awareness as well.
Right. And we don't have to be experts to
Yes,
talk about
of
these
course.
things because
So
We can talk about our
Experience.
experiences.
yeah, kasi sarili natin ito, di ba? We all get affected by this. So, we want to say hello muna dun sa mga nagsipag-post. Sabi po ni Dina O'Brien, and Dina will be with me tomorrow sa Talakbayan sa Tinig Pinoy Radio. Sabi niya, wow, these girls are impressive in terms of their short and long-term goals. They're talking about UL and Bernice. Kudos daw to you, ladies. Si Elisa Austria Alezar is also with us today. Napapasayaw daw si Susain Crystal J. Alright, marami rito nagpo-post na napapasayaw sila. Si Isabel Kulot Billones, sabi niya, hello daw, and beautiful ladies watching from Singapore. And a very long hello from Fulgencio B. Rose. Yan. So ituloy lang po nyo. Tutuloy namin ang kwentuhan dito. At bahala na si Kuya Jerry Orsia na i-edit.
Thank you, Kuya Jerry.
Yeah,
Yes, thank you
i-edit.
po.
Okay. Kanina pinag-uusapan natin yung loss of identity. We shouldn't lose that. Pero hindi rin dapat natin kalimutan yung mga taong malapit sa atin o kahit na hindi masyadong malapit, people who might appreciate our saying hello or dropping a line or whatever, right? Yun ang sinabi ni El kanina, as soon as this pandemic is done, she's gonna fly over to her folks to embrace them, give them a hug, kiss them, and whatever, and be pampered by the food they will be cooking for her.
Yes.
Yes.
So other than that, ano pa ang may papayo natin sa ating mga kababayan, lalo na yung mga kabataan, para sa ganon, they will be able to get over the disillusionment, the uncertainties, and the isolation caused by the virus. El.
Oh my goodness. We are done with your loaded questions. Well, we have to keep going no matter what, and just adapting to this new reality. And how do we envision a better future for ourselves? But I think one of the things that I wanted to talk about is it's okay to ask for help from a professional.
I love that. Okay, let's go on.
I've been so the demand for mental health professional has really risen, and it's hard to actually get one these days. So I've been lucky that I've been able to talk to someone from my work. So they deliver employment assistance program. And there's some stigma, especially in our community, that if you're talking to mental health professional, you must be
you must be nuts. Yeah,
So
and you're not necessarily
that's not
nuts,
true.
right?
Because we do need to talk to people and really talk about our feelings, because it's hard to process what we're going through right now and how that affects us. And when you talk to someone, you're able to see a new perspective. And sometimes it's that roadblock and say, oh my gosh, it's so easy to get depressed and my life is over because of this pandemic. But when you talk to someone and they say, no, how about consider this other ways? Try this. So the therapist that I've been seeing is telling me, you need to slow down at work. And it's not just, I've been working, like crazy hours, 12 hours a day, sometimes more. And that's become my identity during the pandemic. I'm a workaholic. But then she said, no, you know what? Like you are more than that. Don't forget your identity before the pandemic. You were an active, community member. Don't forget that. And you can do that again after the pandemic.
I love that. Yeah. Well, very nice. Wow. How about you, Bernice?
I was waiting to talk about this as well because, like I've said earlier, in the Carlton community, we have they're reaching out if you need any help with any mental health, emotional health, even academics. They have this particular resource or service that you can, as a student, you can really reach out. And I've said earlier, you have to meet things halfway through. So just that one step of looking into it or just joining or just registering into it, just to talk, and they would help you, offer you advices that sometimes, like what Elle said, sometimes you just don't see, like another side of another road, to that story. Sometimes you're so intent on just looking at your own path when there's literally bridges and roads everywhere,
Wow,
so I think that help, like them as professionals will give you those roads, will give you those, like that rope or that like little help to get you to where you're going. And
very nice. Very, very nice, Bernice. And I love the use of words. There are bridges, there are paths, there are roads, and there are ropes. Like to take your life too. Like you don't. In your attempt not to lose your identity, do not also forget that you might be denuding yourself. Baka in a way, medyo you are, you are believing that everything is okay with you when in fact, you may not be that okay anymore. Meanwhile, there are available resources out there. You can reach out to your friends, to your family members, and to the professionals. And it's not necessarily so na kung ikaw magre-reach out ka, let's say, sa isang psychiatrist o sa isang mental fitness professional, you are a cuckoo. Hindi po. Normal po kayo, kaya nga po nagre-reach out kayo. And let me share you this. There was a time in my life and there was a crossroad, and I really got confused despite my age and despite what I think of myself as being intelligent. I mean, we are all, kung minsan may paniwala tayong mali tungkol sa sarili natin. I went to this professional mental health specialist. Ang itinuro po niya sa akin ay how to cope pag dumarating yung moment of stress. Yung bang ayaw na umandar masyado ng isip mo. Okay? Tinuro po niya. Itong gawin mo, Dan, sabi niya. Isang halimbawa, at i-share ko po sa inyo to. Sabi niya, humawak ka ng mga bagay sa paligid mo. Let's say yung upuan mo or something solid, sabi niya. Hawakan mo yan. Pagkatapos, imaginein mo na iba ang hawak-hawak mo na yan. Sabi niya. Okay, na halimbawa, yan ay manibela ng isang sasakyan na pagkaganda-ganda. Sabi niya, sabi niya, yung mind mo magwa-wander, and then makakalimutan mo kahit papano yung problema mo, and then you will realize na it is up to me pala on how to get over this. Okay, so sa makatwid, tayo po, yung sariling inisyatibo natin na makatutulong sa atin. We cannot just expect other people, even our parents, to go to you and bring you out from your cocoon, from your little corner of the world, and bring you to the world and get you to reintroduce. Hindi po lagi nangyayari yung ganoon. Okay? So wag po nating pabayaan ang ating mga sarili. Tayo po, let us reach out. Katulad nga ng sinabi ni Bernice kanina, take that road, try that bridge, walk that path.
Yes.
Wonderful, di ba?
Yes.
Are you sure you guys are young? I mean, the way I listen to you.
5-year-old woman.
Yeah, you don't sound like you're young.
And also, I take my advice from my dad.
There you go. Yeah. O katulad halimbawa, kung kayo po ay merong pamilyang religious, that is something that would help you. Okay? Kung hindi naman kayo religious, well, try to do something about it. Okay? Hindi naman kayo kailangan maging religious para pumasok or mag-attend ng mga services. Kadalasan po ako, nakikinig ako kuminsan sa iba't ibang mga sekta na nagbibigay ng kanilang mga kuro-kuro at mga pangangaral. I don't necessarily pick up everything, but I pick up what I feel I need. Okay? Sa iyo, in your case, El, your parents are unlike with Bernice na kasama niya yung parents niya sa bahay, ikaw, ang mga magulang mo, mga kapatid mo, malayo sa'yo. Paano, keeping solace to yourself, paano ang ginagawa mo?
Well, I lean on them through chat, actually. We have a family group chat. But that, I think it's, well, this is my experience. It's not for everyone. But I think it's helped a lot because absence make the heart grow fonder.
Right. Yeah, totoo yun. I agree with that. Yeah.
So we've become actually closer. Well, yeah, maybe because we're far, and there's that anticipation that I'm gonna see them again one day, and time is precious with them when I do see them.
Right. I experience the same, okay? And I keep on saying and alluding or addressing to myself kasi ginagawa ko at na-experience ko mga ito. I have cousins I haven't spoken with in like 30 years. Wow. So suddenly here I am, communicating with them, starting with Facebook, and then picking up the messenger, clicking messenger, and suddenly hearing their voices again. And it brings me back to our youth. Like 30 years ago, these were my friends. These were the people I used to play with. I used to joke with. I used to sing songs with.
Wow.
Yeah. So
you're 40 years old, Kuya Dan?
I'm sorry?
You're 40 years old?
Almost. Well, it doesn't mean that you have to be really that young to play. I mean, some adult plays I'm talking about. Okay. Hindi na yung mga luksong tinik. Hindi na yung and Bernice, you are blessed with the fact that you are with your parents. Ako, I
Yes.
don't have my parents around anymore. Uh, does this pandemic bring you and bond you together and much closer?
Oh yes. So for me and like my dad and my brother, we play video games,
Okay.
and for my dad and I, we do the gardening,
Mm-hmm.
and we go fishing.
Mm-hmm.
And then for me and my mom, we cook. And
Ah.
yes.
Oh, talking about cook, did you know that Bernice and her mom has a business back home? In fact, they have a number of stores already. Tell us about that, Bernice.
So I think it was before the pandemic.
Okay.
We went back to the Philippines,
Okay.
because we want to visit them, we want to see them.
Right.
And then we've heard of this new milk tea in the Philippines. It's Macau Imperial Tea.
Okay.
And at that time, the franchisor, they were like closed. We're like, we're not accepting anyone anymore.
Okay, yeah.
But then we were like, oh, we really want to franchise this
Okay,
brand. We really
yeah.
love this brand. And then we got it.
Okay.
So next thing we know, we've got a few more branches opening up.
Uh-huh.
And then my mom and my dad,
Mhm.
all of us actually, we
Right.
remotely look after the store. And then my aunts, my uncles they're hands-on in the Philippines as well. So it's really nice that we're
Mhm.
giving job to people.
Right. Wow.
Especially now that
Especially now, yeah.
yes, especially in the Philippines, where it's crazy, it's hard to find a job because of the pandemic.
Right.
But with this few branch, we're giving people money, we're giving people the food that they need
Mhm.
to eat for their daily lives.
Right.
Yeah,
So talking about jobs, I saw once that you guys were posting ads for job openings. Are you still looking?
I think we're still looking. So if
Okay.
if you're interested, if you're in the Cavite area, if you're in the Manila area, probably maybe Las Piñas or Gentry, you can send your resume at petertyson@gmail.com.
That's
Or
Peter
you can
Tyson.
send me a message
Yeah.
to know if you have any questions.
Okay, good. Ano nga ang pangalan ng store? Hindi mo pa sinabi.
So the store is Macau Imperial Tea.
Macau Imperial Tea.
Yes,
Okay.
it's a very
And there are
popular
job openings right now at Macau
Yes.
Imperial Tea.
Yes.
They're located all over Metro Manila and even in the suburbs.
Yes.
So samantalahin po ninyo kung kayo naghahanap ng trabaho, kung kayo po ay nakikinig ngayon at meron kayong mga kamag-anak o kaibigan na kailangang kumita, ito po ang pagkakataon. Peter Tyson at gmail.com or makipagkalastasan lamang kayo kay Bernice Reyes. She's a very friendly lot, so you can reach out to her. Okay. You can also course it through me, and I'm gonna pass it on to them. They are family. The family is known to me. Sabi ni Dina O'Brien, motivation is a great factor to stay mentally balanced. It's great to have someone to talk to when the tough gets going. Yun ang pinag-uusapan natin kanina. Kaya nga sabi ni El, she's been reaching out, ginagamit niya yung social medium available to most of us. Kung hindi naman po available sa inyo yan, it doesn't have to be the use of technology. Meron po kayong kapitbahay. Kung kailangan sumungaw kayo sa bintana, sabi niya, hoy, hinayupak ka, kumusta ka na dyan? You can also do that. Di ba? O kaya, magluto po kayo at share ninyo. Sa probinsya, uso yun eh. Magluluto pagkatapos isi-share sa kapitbahay. Although dito sa Canada, medyo delikado yun. Baka mamaya magkaroon ng food poisoning. Malaking kaso yan.
Sorry.
Okay, so sorry, hindi ko mapigil tumawa, no, ha? So, marami pong mga hobby na po pwede tayong pick upin at marami pong resources na po pwede nating itap kung tayo ay dumarating sa puntong parang tayo ay nawawalan na ng gana sa buhay dahil sa nararamdaman nating katahimikan ng mundo as far as we're concerned. I mean, it's not fun for people, particularly yung mga sanay na sila ay lumalabas, laging may mga kasamang mga barkada o kaibigan, nakakapanood ng sine, okay? Nakapaglalaro ng basketball sa ibang tao. Hindi mo magawa ngayon yan dahil sa mga regulasyon o palisiyan ng mga gobyerno. At marapat lamang po yung mga policies na yan at dapat nating sundin. Okay? We're not saying here that to forget about them because you want to live a life that is to your satisfaction. Hindi po ganon. Meron din po tayong katungkulan sa ating sosyedad, sa ating pamayanan at sa ating kapwa-tao na sila kung ayaw nating mag-observe ng mga protocol, bahala tayo sa buhay natin. Pero wag nating idamay yung iba. Tama ba yan? Okay.
That's right. I agree.
Kaya kasi kung minsan, may mga naririnig tayo dyan na sinasabi lang, bakit ako magmamaskara? Bakit ako mag-observe ng ganyan? Naapektuhan ng ano ko. Ayoko ng ganyan gusto ko nakahinga ako ng maluwag. Di pagkaganyan po ang problema ninyo, manatili kayo sa bahay. Di ba? O kaya, yung pong mga ayaw magpasaksak halimbawa ng vaccine, wag po ninyong idama yung ibang tao dahil posible kung kayo ay carrier, paano naman po yung pamilya ninyo, yung miyembro ng pamilya ninyo na dapat bigyan ng proteksyon? Paano naman po yung mga ibang tao sa inyong kapaligiran? Okay, anyways, mukhang malalayo tayo pag kaya ng tinalakay natin. Balik tayo sa pandemya affecting us, particularly ang ating mga kabataan. Ano pa sa palagay ninyo ang dapat gawin ng mga taong nakapaligid sa mga kabataan para nang sa ganon ay maibsan, halimbawa, yung nararamdamang pangamba at takot ng mga taong ito? Balik tayo kay Bernice.
So for me, especially sa mga kabataan, it is very important.
It must feel good, Bernice, to say, especially sa mga kabataan, kasi papalampas ka na sa stage
Yeah,
yun.
I kind of stop counting my age at 20.
There you go.
To find resource material, to find articles from doctors, not just from words of mouth, but from actual institutions or successful people. It's because sometimes the information gets skewed or naiiba. So it's very important to read about it. Because sometimes kaya tayo natatakot is because we're unsure. Hindi natin alam ang pangyayari. We have limited knowledge.
Right.
So it's very important to read about it, to know what's happening. Kung what is this virus? Why do we need vaccine even? What is vaccine even?
Yes.
If you search Google and look at the scholar articles, I'm sure they will provide you very authentic and very useful resources. I think my suggestion is to read those articles as well. Or you can actually just go to your local doctor and ask them, what is vaccine? Why do we need vaccine? What is happening? What is this virus? What is this coronavirus that we have to be very careful? So I think those are the things we can do.
Elle?
Yep, I definitely agree. But I think younger people, sometimes we don't think about, because we're young and say, even if we get
careless, carefree.
I don't want to put that as a stereotype, but some tend to be like that. I'll meet with my friends, but we have to think about other people that we meet in grocery store. Even if we live alone, if we're not living with our grandparents or people who are immune compromised, we have to think of the other people that we meet in the grocery store, wherever on the street. Whatever we do affects them as well.
Yeah.
So think of the consequences of our choices when we're doing things that we shouldn't be doing. So,
Okay.
and I definitely agree with you, Bernice, that we need to do our research.
Yeah. Similarly, I'm in agreement with what Bernice says. In other words, if I took it correctly, we ought to educate ourselves. Para hindi po tayo nagiging hindi lamang sa pagiging mangmang, kung hindi we become a danger not only to ourselves but to others as well. Because if we are better informed, kung alam po natin why the vaccine is crucial at this point in time, then we will be more participatory instead of being resistant and in fact being against it. Ang nangyayari tuloy, nakakahawa tayo ng ibang tao na maaaring maniwala sa atin, lalo na't magaling tayo magsalita, and it's not healthy in sa kabuuan ng paligid natin, sa buhay natin. So educate yourselves. Marami pong resources diyan. The internet is rich with information regarding this pandemic. Which country gets affected with what, and what are they doing, and what are they supposed to be doing. Yung mga ganung bagay po, pag nalaman natin yung mga bagay na yan, siguro po mas makapag-iingat tayo at makatutulong tayo, hindi lamang sa ating sarili, kung hindi sa ating mga kababayan din.
Kuya Dan, just a caveat on the searching for
Yes.
in the internet. We have to consider the source of how credible the source is of the articles we're reading. It's not just because someone shared it on
That's
Facebook.
right. Yeah.
We have to believe it. We have to be critical thinkers,
Mhm.
and is it scientifically sound what we're reading?
Yes. Well, thank you for bringing that up, because oftentimes, and I even see this in talk shows, and I was listening last night sa isang popular na radio show sa Pilipinas, and there is this senator who was invited and he spoke, and I said, where is this guy getting his numbers? His numbers were so badly skewed that I thought that was misinformation. So, hindi po ibig sabihin yan, kung available yan, published yan, o sinabi yan, in-announce yan, halimbawa ng mga taong yan, maging discerning din po tayo. Pag-aralan din po natin, ito bang source ko ng information na ito ay tumpak? And thank you for Elle for pointing that out. Hindi po kasi lahat ng mga available publications sa internet, lalo na, ay totoo. Meron po dyan, out of, I don't know, maybe malice, nagpuproduce sila ng mga bagay na akala mo news. And last week, I was fooled. And I even announced it. Sabi ko, yay! Approved na! Breaking news! Approved na yung implementation ng ROTC program sa Pilipinas for grade 11 and grade 12. And boy, was I wrong.
Oh, no.
I fell flat on my face. That was embarrassing because I did not vet the source of information. So, ganun po. Medyo mag-ingat din po tayo, lalo na po tayong mga kabataan. Kung minsan kasi makikipagdebate pa yung kabataan, pinagpipilitan niya na yung yung alam niya . So, nung tanungin mo, saan mo ba nakuha yung information mo niya? Sa Google. Okay? Hindi po lahat ng nasa Google ay totoo. Alright? So,
Scholarly articles.
that's correct. Magsaliksik tayo. Yeah. Okay, sorry Bernice, what was that?
Oh, no, nothing. Scholarly articles and
Mga scholarly articles.
And
Tignan
being
po
critical
ninyo
thinker.
yung source doon. Yung maraming istoryang ganyan, na instead of providing the right information, people are misled. At diyan nangyayari kung minsan yung instead na magiging makabubuti, nakasasama. Okay. So, there's so much that we have covered today. Yung mga takeaway po dito, yung kung ikaw ay like nangungulila, medyo nararamdaman mo na yung stress because of the times, talk. Makipag-usap po tayo. Find walk the path where you want to lead your life to. Use those bridges towards your friends, towards families, and the road you take should be the one that you want to take. Okay? And do not lose your identity, but in the process of keeping the identity to yourself, just also try to be as open to the people you love as much as you can. Reach out, talk to them, and show them you care. Anything else did we, okay. And then adopt sa mga hobbies. Makatutulong po yan. Reach out sa mga professionals pagdating sa mental health and mental fitness. You can find solace in the fact that there are so many of them available out there. Just reach out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if I may add po, reach out to those who you haven't heard from in a long time and they're going through some things. It's a two-way
Right.
street. It's
Mhm.
not just, oh, I feel sad, I need to get everything. Everybody has to talk to me and, I have to tell them my problems. But again, this is a collective thing that we're going through. So we also have that obligation to reach out to people that, seem quiet and ask them what's going on. And I've done that for a number of friends, and it turned out that they're going through something
Mhm.
that, like, just be there for them too. It's a two-way
Yeah.
street. It's a relationship, and that's how you strengthen relationship. It's not just take, take, take.
Yeah, well, thank you for that input, El. I think that is very, very important. Hindi po yung kung may kailangan lang tayo, kaya natin kinokontak yung tao na yan dahil gusto nating manghiram, gusto nating mangutang, gusto nating magyabang. Wag po. Sa panahong ito, dapat po ay isipin din natin collectively yung ating pamilya, mga kaibigan, near and far. Try to reach out to them. Ako, mayroon akong excuse dahil sa business ko po. I as much as possible, I reach them. First, because I'm mandated, but second, because I love my business. I love my work. So I reach out. Although mas maganda yung excuse ko kaysa sa iba. Kaya lang, minsan, binibigyan nila ng hindi magandang meaning. Kakala nila ginagawa ko lang yon dahil sa business. No, I do that because I'm concerned. Especially given these times, kung saan hindi natin alam kung ano nangyayari. At salamat sa iyo, El, for reminding us and letting this be known during this program na dapat yung mga tao na hindi na natin nakakausap ng matagal, wala tayong komunikasyon, do not take that for granted. Baka mamaya, kayo lang ang hinihintay niyan. Yun lang salita ninyo ang magre-reassure sa kanila that, hey, things are still normal. It might be different from the previous times, pre-pandemic, pero normal pa rin. Pwede pa rin tayong magkaroon ng kaibigan at magkaroon ng social life. May not be too close, but hey, we can still do that. Thank you. So nice to be talking to young minds. Yeah, yung mga nakakalimutan ng mga matatandang katulad ko. We get reminded. And Bernice, we're almost at the end of our extended period. Is something else that you would like to share?
Oh, sometimes I keep on saying you just have to meet them halfway through. Sometimes you just have to send one text message, say, hi, how are you? It's just, just to get the conversation going, to see what's going on, if they have any problems right now, or if they're doing great. Sometimes sometimes that person just needs that one message to overcome the problems, to give that little boost to overcome their problems. So I think that's a really great idea. Yeah.
Right. Yung bang ma-realize mo man lang na, hindi naman pala ako nag-iisa. Meron pala akong kaibigan ng pangalan ay El or Bernice na concerned sa akin. I should now be more concerned about myself too and pick up myself and do something productive. Get off your couch or off your cocoon. Get out. The world is waiting. We have a wonderful weather today. And El, more from you before we say goodbye.
Yeah, thank you for the reminder that I will get out today. Social distance. But, we can't stop living our lives. Yes, it's okay to grieve. It's okay to feel sorry for yourself. But at the same time, how are you moving forward?
Right.
Because the pandemic will pass. It will.
It will, just like anything else. Right.
Yeah. But how do we set ourselves up so that when this is over, we're still ourselves, we're still achieving the goals that we've set for ourselves. Maybe those goals have changed. Like, mine did. You know,
Mhm.
mine is more focused on my family, and I want to see them. That's my
Right.
goal, short-term
Yeah.
goal.
Ang biggest takeaway ko ngayon, salamat kay El, yung ang gabi ay lilipas. Bukas ay bukang liwayway,
Mhm.
and therefore itong pandemyang ito ay magiging bahagi ng aking nakaraan, nung aking gabi, nung aking hating gabing madilim. Dahil bukas magliliwanag muli. And therefore dapat isipin ko na pagdating nung umaga ay nakahanda ako para harapin 'yan.
We
So wag
make
po
the
natin
most of it.
kalilimutan 'yan.
Yeah. We make the most of what little we have during this time, so that when we look back, you know, it's not a big waste. We still did
Right.
something,
Yeah.
even
Wag
within the limited, you know, the constraint that we had.
Mhm.
We still did something for ourselves and for others.
Mhm. You were about to say something, Bernice?
I was gonna say that if you do things little but constantly, in the future it will be something big, something grand.
Yeah. That's good. So sa kasalukuyan po, napakaraming panahon natin sa ating mga sarili at like consider this as a blessing because it allows us to think deeper, to think ahead, to plan for the future. Yun po, take advantage of that. So with that, we'd like to say thank you to all of you who listened today, and thank you to our panel, El Galupo, wonderful, wonderful insights, and Bernice, youthful insights, but very practical. I love you, ladies. And sa
Thank
inyo
you
po
so
lahat na
much po.
nanonood, maraming salamat. It's been a wonderful pleasure. Until next Saturday, 9 to 10 p.m. in Manila and 9 a.m. in Canada. Bukas po, samahan ninyo si Kuya Dan sa Talakbayan sa Tinig Pinoy Radio. Hanggang sa muli. Bye-bye!
Thank you so much.
Thank
Bye.
you.